Hi, how's everyone doing today? This is Amy Hamilton, author of The Consummate Communicator, Character Traits of True Professionals, and The Project Manager, Life as a Project. I am here with Joyce Feustel, and I am super excited. She is a social media goddess. I'm talking an absolute guru. I have known her for about a decade, and Joyce is brilliant because what she's able to do is translate social media into easy to follow terms and guidelines. We're going to be talking about an event that I had recently, 24 authors in 12 hours. And after we go over the event a little bit of analytics on using Facebook, we're also going to be going into LinkedIn profiles and how, especially authors, people who are in coaching businesses, can improve their social media profiles in order to get more hits and more clients and more business. Joyce, what would you like to add?
Oh, such a nice description. Yes, I worked with a number of authors over the years. I've had my business full-time since 2013. And yes, 10 years ago is when I started, and I met you not very much long after that. I especially focus on LinkedIn. This year, 87% of my clients are LinkedIn clients. So I can help people with Facebook, even Instagram. LinkedIn is really my wheelhouse. And the other thing I would say about LinkedIn is that people kind of lump it in with all the social media, and especially older people. And a lot of authors are older people will say, oh, I don't do social media. Well, the reality is LinkedIn is so different than any of the other social media. And it's something I think most people, once they get their arms around it, actually learn a lot and really enjoy their experience with LinkedIn.
Joyce, I think that's really important. I was just explaining to somebody yesterday about how you can go into LinkedIn and use your LinkedIn profile directly there in LinkedIn to apply for positions. So
Yeah.
it's really a powerful tool for growing your business and for even traditional job searches.
Yes. Yes. Because
So,
sometimes people don't think of it, see, for the business growth part. They think of it just for jobs. But it's what you said. Very
so
important.
Joyce, I'm going to share the screen now.
Oh, great.
And what we are going to do is go ahead and I am going to pull in first my my Facebook. And share. Are you able to see that now?
Not me, not yet.
Okay, sorry, 1 second. My dog is a little bit crazy. Sugar, come here, buddy. Yeah, my dog's name is Sugar. He is a little Maltese, and he can be a little bit jealous of us in the camera, right? Okay, so we have the Facebook now. And are
Oh,
you able to see that now?
yep, we're there.
Okay, perfect. So this is the window of the top videos, and here are the different authors that presented. And you can see the first author is actually Anne with 634 minutes of view time.
Mm-hmm. So what that means then, because the number to the right is the video views, is that's how long people watch that video of you and Anne? Is that how this is interpreted then? Right,
They
Amy?
watched it a total of 634 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And the highest peak day being the day that the videos came out with a total of 2,456 minutes viewed on that day of
Mm-hmm.
October 8th.
That makes sense.
So this was a live feed, and we have, as you can see here, 24 different authors who were presented. And the highest views are up there at 634 minutes watched, and the lower views going down to 70 minutes watched.
And did you notice patterns as you looked at this, time of day or type of material? I mean, I wonder
One of
if
the
you can.
things that I definitely recommend is the
Mhm.
sharing. So I'm going to go into Michelle Moras's video,
Yeah.
and you can see her trends and at what point, like how long people watch. But the other thing that you can see is peak live views, minutes viewed, 1 minute
Yeah.
segments, 10 seconds, 3 seconds, average video watch time. And you can also see the amount of post engagements. But I found it when I looked at them, one of the other things that's not showing here is the number of shares. And the more that a video is shared, the more that they were watched, which would just make sense.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
And then this is my overall page views. And you can see that as I've been presenting more, that you could see trends and total people who viewed the page. Closer to the event, there were more views of the page, and as we've went away from it, fewer views on the page. So that was an all-day event with 12 hours. So you could just imagine the amount of people that were tuning in for that one day.
And what kinds of things did you do, Amy, to promote this particular event?
So I shared the event through Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Looking back, I really feel like I should have leveraged the business power of the Instagram a bit more. And Joyce, do you want to talk about the integration between Facebook and Instagram at all?
Yeah, I was just researching that again last night. So if a person has a business account on Instagram, I stress that, you have the option to connect it to your Facebook business page. And then on a post by post basis, you can have that post appear instantaneously on your Facebook business page right as you're posting it onto Instagram. Now, the thing to think about though is Instagram is so hashtag heavy, Facebook not as much. So what a person could do is then go into Facebook and make a few adjustments. Maybe there's somebody you want to tag, maybe in a comment. The other tricky thing about Facebook, I was trying to tag like Ann, and I had to like go into my like a comment from me, Joyce, on it. But I have typically found, frankly, that when I start an Instagram and connect it over to my business page on Facebook, I get more views on Facebook than I do just an organic post that doesn't have any Instagram connection. So it does seem to boost, my traction.
And here's what you're referencing now, the Manage Your Business on Facebook and Instagram Together site.
Right. And if you just Google that, if you just ever go into like, just a Google search or even a Facebook search, there's a link that it explains the whole process. So it's very straightforward.
So Joyce, what you can see is there's definitely a lot of power in the Facebook and the Instagram together. But one of the things that you mentioned as well is the sharing of the information on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go ahead now and switch this over to our LinkedIn view.
Sure.
And share screen. And Joyce, you said that you would not embarrass me too much, but you did want to go over some tips on improving my profile, both in my traditional job capacity, but also in my capacity as an author and the owner of my own business, amyShamilton.com.
Well, the first thing I'd say about your personal profile is your picture is gorgeous. You look like a model.
Thank you.
Love this. And I think a photo is so important. A small thing, but I think is important. Realize that your beautiful picture is blocking part of the consummate communicator. What you might want to do is retake that picture of your two books side by side, Amy, and put the consummate communicator to the right.
Because it's the newer of the two books.
The newer one. It's the one you're wanting to give more play to. So that's just a small thing, but I like that you got the two books there. They're very clean covers. They're very easy to look at. They aren't too big to put the two together in the one kind of composite photo. Now, I do have a question about your headline. Are you possibly limited by the rules of your employer what you can put in your headline that says senior cybersecurity advisor, etc.? Have you ever asked your manager if you could put anything else in that headline?
So I've never talked to my manager about my LinkedIn. I do have approval from our ethics at amyShamilton.com as running it as a separate business, and under that, as long as I don't misconstrue it with what I do for my job with the U.S. government, I have to keep the two very separate and make it very distinct. So I wouldn't be able to put senior cybersecurity advisor and then put author next to it.
That's where I was going. See, so some people have a restriction like you with a day job, where they have to really, it's good that you can even do as much as you are. Because one thing I want to tell people right now, do not go out and get a separate LinkedIn account. You might think, oh, well, I have my day job LinkedIn. Now I'm going to go get my author LinkedIn profile. That's against LinkedIn's rules and it confuses the heck out of people. So you need to, like what Amy, you can do, maybe I think you already have, you could create a company page on LinkedIn as Amy Hamilton author, right? Have you thought of doing that?
I had never thought about doing that, Joyce. That's a
I
really
think
great
that
idea.
could be a really end post out of that. And then you could share those posts over to this, over to Amy Hamilton personal, side. But it's a little more nuanced because it isn't out here in front of God and everybody. So I think that's an idea. It could work. If you click on contact info, see where the 500 connections are there, and click on contact,
So
kind of right in the middle of the page.
go
Go
down,
up, go up, no, go up, 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 back, just where we've
500
been.
connections, contact info.
Yeah, now let's think about it. Okay, so here you have your personal website, which is perfect. Now, an idea you have a very well-developed Facebook business page. You could put that in. No, let's just do this. Go to the pencil at the top right.
Okay,
Now, type in add a website. See it right there?
perfect.
Yeah, so we're going to type that in, and well, you could copy it. You can go to Facebook, but I think you should have www.facebook.com/. There you go. And then isn't it Amy Hamilton PMP or something?
Amy S.
Right.
Hamilton .pmp.
And I don't know you need and then what you do is see where it says personal. What you want to click here is you want to click on other, like you did for the other. Okay,
Do I
so
do other or company?
I want you to do other.
Okay.
And then you can say Facebook business page. So people know, I mean, it's maybe obvious, but just so people know.
Perfect.
Then here's an idea, and just a thought. You could put your Instagram in there. You could. You could put your Instagram as a third website. If your Instagram is mainly about your author, right?
Right.
So you could put it in now and you could go and tidy it up later. The thing that's cool, Amy, about this contact info section, these are all hyperlinks. So people here, so then you go over and you just put Instagram, other, and then I think I would just put Instagram.
Instagram business page.
Yeah.
I think it's important to notice a business page.
Yes, everybody knows
it. With the Facebook.
with your upper ups. Okay, save.
Perfect.
So there, your address, where does that go to? Is that your home?
That is. Should I remove that?
God, no, get rid of that, sweetie. All right, so go to the pencil.
Because I think it's normally that other people can't view it.
Well, all your connections can see this, and I don't think that's a smart move. I would remove the address. I have sometimes seen people use this field for web addresses, but I think it gets really crowded. And this is your professional, non-work business account, right? The amy.shamilton1@gmail. Okay, everything else here is fine.
Okay.
And save. So now we've just tidied that up a little bit, and see, that does look like that's clickable link now. So all of your many connections, that doesn't take everybody there. I mean, they have to be connected with you to be able to see this, which is really fine anyway. So this is so that if we keep working our way down the page, so now I think we're done with this.
Okay.
Now go down to, we don't need recruiters and nobody sees that. Okay. So then here with your about, you probably got to keep that pretty work centric, I'm suspecting, correct?
Right. Keep it fairly focused on the day job.
Right. That's fine. That's just fine. So then we go down further. Now, featured. This is great. Now, what I was thinking is that let's feature your newest book. I like that. I would probably keep your TED Talk as such a big deal that you gave a TED Talk, wonderful talk that it is too. It's very tied to your previous book too, because it's all about, life's a project. And you haven't given a TED Talk yet, on your communication book. But I'm wondering how you would feel about, is this just a still photograph, I bet, that you're featuring?
Oh, no, this is actually the link that goes to the website.
Oh, okay.
And it goes to the books page of the website.
Well, actually, maybe I would leave it like that. But when we go down, let's go down further. I want to have you go down a little further
Okay.
into experience. So now I'm wondering, would your peeps, would they allow you to put in something like author in the experience, or would that not go over well?
I think it's fine because I've also been an adjunct
Oh yeah, I
professor,
see that there. Yeah,
and those positions are fine. So I
yeah,
could probably put up in
okay.
here
Yeah, and
did author or business owner and
yeah.
author.
Let's just do it for author for now. So you're going to be creating a position, and you title it as author. And in fact, having just done this with my daughter, it's going to say book author. You want book author.
Perfect.
And then who is the publisher of your book? So that would be kind of like your company. Is it the same outfit that published it?
Yeah, free agent press.
Okay, so go down just a smidgen. You don't need to put employment type, is kind of where I'm going with this. You can
Okay.
skip that field. So now we're going to type in free agent press in company, because I think that just simple, it's like that's who you worked with to make it happen. All right, so there it is. Does free agent press have a company? Well, that might confuse people. So let's just not put don't link it. Or here, when you have your company page, that's, now that I think about it, that's where you're like Amy Hamilton author. We'll just call yourself Amy Hamilton. Yeah, something like that for now.
There
That'll
we
work.
go.
Yeah. Location, you're in Washington, D.C. Right. So I would just put in that, even though it doesn't really seem like it matters. But I think it's still good to know where you're based.
Okay, hold on. That started to
There it is.
Washington
Yeah,
D.C.
Washington,
Baltimore area.
D.C. Yeah. I
Wait,
would
where'd
have
it go?
Washington, D.C., Baltimore, though, probably, right?
Right. I'm trying to click that. There we go. Finally.
Okay. Now keep going. Now you're currently working this role, but you published that first book in what, 18?
Right.
Okay,
So
so
the first
then
book was in April. No, 17.
17. Okay. All right. So then you're still an author. Okay, so you just keep going down, and you probably don't need to be sharing this with your network. So click on the white circle in that little gray. Yeah, there you go. Now here you want to, this is really important. Update my headline. You do not want to be messing with your headline. Okay, and everybody should notice this if they add this. Now here you can fill it. Now I want you to upload, if you have it, a picture of your current book. So scroll down to see, if you can, just if you click on upload, it'll take you into your computer. And you
Okay.
may or may not want to do it right now, but if it's easy to get to, do you see what I'm suggesting?
Sure.
Yeah, just the cover. See, just the cover. So now we can give that book some play on its own, right? So it wouldn't be a link to the website. You already got that in here. There it is. Now it's going to look a little funky. You cannot, sadly, move things around. You cannot move it anywhere. So, but I think that when people click into it, well, let's just see how it works. So click on apply. And then what you want to do, go back to it. We want to edit it. So it's kind of annoying. Keep going down. There should be an edit option below
There we go.
The pencil. So now put in the title of your book. So we need to scroll down just a wee bit, Amy.
There we go.
Title your book. So The Consummate Communicator, or a book, I guess it's obvious. It's pretty obvious it's a book. And then you could say, then down in the description, there's the subtitle. Okay. I think you're very brave to do this personally, out here in front of God and everybody. Well, God.
I've got you as my guide, Joyce.
Okay, and then here, you may or may not have, your blurb you have from the back of the book. There is probably a character limitation, but I don't know it's that. I think you have quite a bit of room to work with. So you could, for now, I just click on apply, and I'd go back, and then I just put that in there. So then save, right? But now you want to add your other book too, right? So see, now look at that. See, even though you don't see the book title, but the headline, see, says the title of the book, right? And it's visually attractive, but you don't want the book author to overshadow your day job. So watch carefully. To see those 4 lines there, you may be a step ahead of me. Now drag that baby down. Drag that section down. Just stop. Because these are 2 presently happening positions, so to speak, you have the freedom to move them around to make sure your day job is prominent and your author is secondary. These things in the past, your jobs in Germany, etc., you cannot mess with them, because in this case, the past is the past, and you can't move around the order because life happened in a chronological order, just like in your TED Talk. So does that make sense now, how it is?
Yes, it does. But should I just add the first book into this, since we established it from April 2017? Do I have the ability to just add the other book?
Yes. You just go add another visual. See if you go back into pencil. Yep. And then you go back to upload.
And I can upload the second book, right, with the first book.
Yeah. Right.
Perfect. So we'll play with that one later.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to start now. But I think every author should give themselves the play of making it a separate business, so to speak. I mean, a separate position in experience, even if they do it in the context of maybe they're a coach, they're some kind of business coach, and they have a book as part of their calling card. I would still list that separately in its own, just give it its own, space there. And now, you know what? People can I'm going to start, got to read your books. Why have I not already ordered them? Get these books from you. Then I can go and I can recommend you, Amy. I can't recommend you for being a senior cybersecurity advisor, obviously, but I can recommend you as an author. And if you really get going with these 24 authors in 12 hours kind of thing, and other types of podcasts like you and I talked about yesterday, you could even have those listed as like Amy Hamilton interviewer. I mean, you could have almost like another little DBA if you wanted to. Just
perfect.
Saying.
And so you mentioned about creating a job page or a company page, and how does one
you
go
want to know
about
how to do it? Let me show you how to do that. It's really not that hard.
Perfect.
So see where you see these little 9-dot grid, it says work.
Perfect.
Okay, click on the arrow to the right of work. And now this is sort of hidden. You just got to scroll down there on the right hand scrolling and create a company page.
Wonderful. I think that's such an important thing, Joyce, is people don't know how to create a company page.
It's not rocket science, folks. But the hardest part is kind of finding where that little, option is. So now you're a small business, right? And then you're going to have a name. So it'd be probably Amy Hamilton PMP, I'm thinking. Amy S. Hamilton.
So it goes directly to the URL is how I licensed it.
Oh, good. Excellent. There you go.
I was from the old .com era. What can I say?
Well, there you go. And then that'll be, see how it says there, linkedin.com/company/ and it'll be Amy S. Hamilton -.com. Now, and there's your website. So you're getting that in there. Okay, then you're going to say, what kind of industry is this? Let's see. It's going to be probably a gazillion. But let's just click on that and see. I think this is a required field. There's a few required fields, including actually an address. So that's where you might have to put an address. So, I mean, if you want to go in, and I'm trying to think what else we have. I mean, I'm trying to think if you can actually create it yet.
Can we do writing and editing, do you think?
Yeah, let's see if they have that. So click on the, there it is. Yeah, that's a good one. Company size is little one, yeah. Company type is, well, probably an LLC or something, depends how you're structured.
I'm going to just put self-employed.
That's fine. Okay, now your logo. Do you have a logo yet for your company?
So I have been using for my brand logo this one right here.
Do you want to choose it? Is it a file you can grab easily?
There you go.
Okay, so click on choose file. Okay, that one. Yeah, I like that. That works. And do you have a tagline of any kind?
Typing in public is never a good thing.
I know. I hate that. I like that a lot. So get your passionate.
Yeah.
And then click on the box that you are the verified, authorized person, whatever. And now I think you have a company page. Isn't
This
that
is like super fantastic. Oh my gosh.
And then they'll tell you what you have left to do. See the little gray areas? There's like a little bar, like a thermometer bar. They'll say you need a cover image. And again, you could probably use your same books again if you wanted to, or something from your website, some other good image that fits. See, it says 112. It tells you the pixels even, but you probably can drag. You can do a little bit of drag. Oh, can you drag it down? Ooh, Amy, there you go.
Look at
Okay,
that.
love it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, now you should be able to like save. Where's the save there? Scroll down on the right again. So we should see save someplace, maybe toward the bottom. Where is that? If you put it in there, you got to think. It says edit page, and maybe it just pops in there. Click on edit page and see what else you can get in here. Okay, now here is where this is going to take thought on your end, where you're going to talk about yourself, your entire company, but especially your author work. And you could take information right off of your website, repurpose a little bit, and you could use the first person. It's kind of up to you. A company like this, a part of me would like to see you do that, or you could use the third person, like you'll see more typically on a website. So that's that would be 2017 when you started your first book, right? Now This is interesting. Look at the add a specialty. Click on that one, will you please? This is quite interesting. This is good for SEO, search engine optimization. So if we go here, and then we should be able to type.
I gotta save before I can add.
Yeah, let's save before we get any further. Does it save there for us?
I clicked save. Oh, it says I won't do it without a description.
Okay, right. So you could just say author of 2 books or something. I mean, just type that in there just to have a placeholder. If you want, you could type that as a description because you did all that other work. So do you want to just say
here you go. I'll copy a blurb straight from my webpage.
Oh, you're brilliant. Okay.
Oh no, you are. Oh my gosh, this is super. Like, who even knew you could do all this, right?
Okay, now when we see this is a little crowded. Can we go back to your description part just for a tiny bit before we do it?
Yeah, we'll definitely correct this later.
You go later. Yeah, you go later. You can tidy it up. Now let's go down to specialties so we can play around in there. Go down to where you just wanted to go.
Perfect.
To the bottom of the screen. Now click on add. Now type in. Let's see. Can you type in author? Can you type in? Okay, there we go. So, and there we go. Saying this is done. We're just going to put in other things. So you'd have interview. Excellent. I would put in project PMP or project manager. Yep. Let's see here. Communicator. Books about communication.
Let's not forget speaker.
Yeah, go.
One day we will go back to that world, right? I think this is good for now. It definitely shows that we've added some specialty.
Right. So that's good for now. So save. And you can add another, like it says, another 15 if you wanted to.
So, Joyce, now that we have a page, how would I post an event like the next author event from this page?
Oh, okay. Start a post. It works the same as your regular Amy. See, so you just go type. You got your event coming up in November 11th, I believe you said. So then
let me go ahead and pull up that event on Facebook so I can share it.
Right. And then just what you're going to be doing is you're just, as far as I can see here, I don't, have I done that? Maybe I have done that in my own company page. But if you just talk about it, so excited about our second round of 24 authors in 12 days with a focus on veterans. Check it out at this link, something like that, right? So you just need a little setup, maybe a couple, 3 sentences at the most. So so just type in something just briefly about it. Again, you can go back and edit this just like a regular post on your own Amy Hamilton page, on your own. Yeah, I guess I'd say on your own homepage of Amy Hamilton. There you go. Yeah. That looks great. And keep your same voice going, because this is Amy. This is very Amy-esque. Amy is excited. Amy's fun.
I always say I'm super excited. Super happy.
I relate to you because I feel the same way about life. So 24 hours and 12 hours. Yep.
Featuring authors from Free Agent Press.
Mm-hmm. And right now you're planning to have them all as veterans, right? Do you want to bring
not necessarily all veterans. So James's business is a veteran-owned business.
Okay. All right. So there you go.
A veteran-owned business.
So I see. Free Agent Presses. Okay, I got it.
Should I hashtag veteran in here?
Yes, I would. I'd hashtag authors. I'd hashtag veterans, for sure, veterans. And then hashtag authors.
And then I'm going to hashtag Air Force for James.
Yes.
And because James and I have just a little bit of a cheeky rivalry, the Army normally put the Army first because the Air Force came out of the Army, but just for James, since this is his event, I will let him go first this time.
And then why don't you put in Armed Forces? I noticed that came up when you typed in Army.
Perfect.
Yeah, then that should be plenty, because we got to remember that LinkedIn isn't Instagram. It isn't Twitter, especially Instagram is the one so heavy into hashtags. This is plenty, 3 to 4, roughly in there, 5 maybe. So then you click on post. Then I want to show you something kind of cool.
So should I put the link in where people can reach it, Joyce?
Oh wait, didn't that already happen when this visual?
No, I just put an image in.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, definitely. Whoops, good catch. And I'd put that before the hashtags. Yeah, very good. So you want to put your Eastern time, right?
EST, because we're actually going to be transferring from daylight savings time. We'll be in standard time by then.
Time, yeah. And then
I've been educating people about daylight savings to standard time recently, because it gets very confusing with Europe because they switch. Their daylight savings time is different than ours.
Okay. That is curious. So Facebook.
And I think we're ready to post.
Yeah, we are. So now you have it up on your company page. Oh, look at you. See, you're going along here. You just got a couple things left. It looks like they want your location, and then they want you to associate yourself with some hashtags, those will be some of those hashtags we just used, right? So why don't you just add those now? Yeah.
Let's add some hashtags then.
Yeah. See right there, we'll add I would do is lead with author maybe. They're even suggesting hashtags. Very interesting.
Do author.
Yep, because this is the main purpose of this page.
Speaker.
Hashtag to speaker for sure.
Interviewer.
Yes. It says only. Let's just do interviewer. I wonder if that's all you get. Up to 3. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, now we've got it. So then save. And then you can put your address in later if you want to. Okay. Ah, my God. I mean, it's up to you if you want to add that, but I would just keep going now. But I want to show you how your post looks. Now, also, look at this. Hey, you can invite connections to follow your page.
I'm already inviting people.
Excellent. I think up to 50 at a time or something. You're going to be way ahead of me before I know it. Now you've lit a fire under me to get my act together on my own dang company page. Yeah, so this is perfect. Now, let's say you want to share this to Amy Hamilton, right? See where the 3, now this is different, everybody watching, than say Facebook is. There is no share button like there would be, say, out of your Facebook business page, Amy, over to Amy the person, right, on Facebook.
Okay.
Your personal page. Here, what you do is go to those 3 dots, correct? And then see where it says copy link to post. Click on that. Now we go up to home because you're still really embedded inside of your Amy Hamilton account. And now you again put a little bit of a setup,
Oh.
something about this event. I mean, you can. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, and why don't you tag me? So this is good, just to show. Very good. This is so sweet of you to honor me.
Oh no, because this is awesome.
Training me. Set up. Probably set up keywords, I think.
And teaching and sharing her knowledge with others.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. So I would say set up should be 2 words, my dear. See, we have set up 1 word. I would separate that out. And then you could say, and then you'll have, then you could just, then what you do is, see, you want to get rid of that URL to your company page post. So, because it's fetched it over, as they call it. So if you just, before you hit on post, just erase that HTTPS, etc. Because I don't think you really, the whole thing. You don't need any of that. Because see how there's already a link that's been formed from your.
So I can take all this out.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Now I think you can skip the hashtags for now because you already put them in the other one. So post. Right. I mean, you could if you wanted to later. So now what we've accomplished, we've got your post from the company page that's over there in your company side. And now that you also have it on your Amy side, and if you ever want to see what's going on with your company page, so you've got really good views on that post, Amy, by the way, about this. See, if you go up to, there's a couple ways to go to your company page. See the me under your little profile in the menu bar? Yes. So if you click there you go. And then scroll down. Should be right. Maybe it's because it's so new. You should be able to say, oh, I don't see it there. That's where I see my company page. But the other way to get to it is maybe it's over here on the left. Go up higher on the left. Go, just scroll back. We want to go up on the left-hand side.
Here?
Yep, over there. Let's scroll down. What I'm looking for is your company page. So go down.
Maybe we need to refresh it.
Maybe we do need to refresh it. That's what I'm thinking is happening.
Let's try to refresh.
Yeah, I think that will be good because you should be able to have access to your company page without having to go actually into your profile. So
here we go.
There it is. Ta-da! Very nice. Okay, so that's nice and so anybody that they're on LinkedIn, I mean, you always see it. I mean, but you really want to PR that page. The other thought I had is, where was I going with this? Oh, let's go back to Amy profile. So you can click on your picture right there, view profile. Yep. So now what I'm thinking we should do, since you got your nice cool company page, is we'll go down to your author and see what you think of this idea. So we're going to the second one. Now here, you want to, exactly.
Edit it?
Edit it. So we're going to go and we're going to look at the company field, which is the third one, and erase what's there now. Exactly, and see, it found it right away for you. So click, just type in Amy S. Hamilton. It should come up. There it is. Now click on the drop down. See right there with your picture in it. Perfect. And save. Now this is going to be so slick. Well, no, actually it won't because you're a job. Never mind. That's all right. But just click on done. It's okay. See, you see your U.S. Department of Energy is still properly displaying there as it should be. Right. But if you scroll down into your experience, you're going to see that nifty logo. Isn't that slick stuff right there? Sweet, right? And now if you click on that, it takes you to the company page. Ooh, right. There you go.
I will tell you, Joyce, people definitely worth the time to watch this entire video because you can really just see how one thing connects to the other. And as you make these connections, how powerful these social media tools are.
Isn't this something? Gives me goosebumps just when you say it like that. It really does.
I mean, and it didn't even exist until the past, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's like you just brought this to life. I mean, it was just sort of magical watching you create that. It was like, wow, it's just, I'm 71 years old, which I actually am very public about my age because there aren't a lot of 71-year-olds, almost 72 actually, who are rocking their social media like I am, especially LinkedIn. And when I think back to when fax machines were like a big deal in the 90s, and how far we've come in 25 years, it's mind-boggling, really. It just is. I'm so lucky to have caught on to this at my age in life. I really am blessed.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Sabrina Protic, who is watching us. She is part of the Trendsetter mentoring group. She's super phenomenal. She was one of the 24 authors and
Wow.
12 hours that was interviewed. And the reason why this is so appropriate at this moment, Joyce, is she wrote a book called Ageless. And in her interview, she revealed her age as well. And a lot of people in the audience were absolutely shocked when she revealed her age. I'm not going to say it because I want people to watch the video.
I'll watch the video. What's
Check
her
out
name?
Sabrina Protic in her book Ageless, as she gives tips for people to do very similar to what you're doing, Joyce, and live an amazing life, live a life with no boundaries, and realize like you're never too old to like keep learning and keep growing, whether it's in your personal space or your professional space.
Precisely. Yeah, no, she sounds like a kindred spirit. I want to meet her. Maybe I can do a Zoom with her.
No, she's fantastic.
How do you know Sabrina?
So I met Sabrina through one of the authors forums, and I'm actually contributing to the Trendsetters Mentoring Group authors blog over the next 10 weeks about my books.
Oh. So what's the name of the group again?
Trendsetter Mentoring Group. And I can probably put the link in here for everyone.
That's what I was kind of thinking, to put it into this Facebook Live. I think that people would like to know about it. And I was trying to think if it was something you'd want to be public enough about, like in your LinkedIn profile or not. There's one more thing I wanted to go back. I think we've got company page pretty wrapped up. So when you're done with that little project, why don't we go back to your profile when you're ready?
Perfect. Let's do that. And the other thing, Joyce, before we end, don't forget that we wanted to talk about how to capture testimonials.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you can get videos of them. You can. The other thing, if people are like too intimidated for that, would you think, well, geez, with Zoom, get over yourself on video, right? But I think that what I say to people is if you can get someone to write you, just type you an email love note, I'll call it, and you could even help them with the wording. What you can do then, Amy, you can take that testimonial and you can put it, in your case, oh, there it is. Wow. You can put it into the description section of your LinkedIn experience. So where you have the part about being an author, you can just literally copy it and maybe tweak it a little and just put it into your Amy S. Hamilton, whatever the name of the company is then, right? Into that section where you talk about your 2 books. You could put a couple in there. In that space, Amy, you have 2,000 characters.
That's quite a bit of space, way more than you have on Twitter.
Almost as much as you have for the about. Now, we're not messing with the about because the about is about your day job. But this is your description of your work as an author and really interviewer and speaker. So at any rate, you want to just go to your profile. This is your Facebook page. That's also you want to put. Well, here, okay, just to clarify, if you want a review on your Facebook business page, that you have to ask people to write. They have to initiate that. You can't just go dropping in somebody's beautiful words about you really anywhere that I can see exactly. See, it's a recommendation. Like I'll recommend you, and my daughter, she should recommend you. So see, that's where people go to recommend you. And LinkedIn has a similar functionality, which I believe you have some recommendations over there in your personal
That's
side.
correct.
Right. Now, as far as I know, Amy, there's nothing quite comparable to this in your LinkedIn company page. There isn't. So, so people are still really, you can get recommendations for anything there on your Amy Hamilton, LinkedIn profile per se, like you already have. Is that making sense?
Perfect. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I tell people, because sometimes they'll say, well, so-and-so's not even on LinkedIn, or so-and-so doesn't want to fool with the recommendation feature. I say, well, that's okay. Just get some verbiage from them. And especially for some people where they can add it to their about section, then that's another place, of course, too. So there was one other part I want to make sure we looked at in your, can we go back to your profile?
Okay, we're back on profile. I'm sorry, I thought we had switched back.
This is good that we're in Facebook, but I want to go back to your LinkedIn profile because there's one more section that's really important to authors that I want to make sure that you have.
Okay, and we'll go back to LinkedIn.
Right.
Here we go.
So now
and you want me to go back under my profile?
Yeah, you Amy. Right. Got it. Okay, now scroll. Now let's see. Scroll all the way down to the bottom just to see if you already have it in there. So it's right below your recommendations. So here people can see the recommendations so they know what we're talking about. Keep going. Here's your recommendations. See all your recommendations. So these are typically going to be your work recommendations. Okay, here, excellent. No, let's just stop. Here is where you have already, good job, Amy, had your project manager life's a project. But now let's just click on the pencil. So not the arrow, because we're not going to edit that. We're going to add your new book. Okay. So now
I don't see a pencil here though.
Yeah, you want to go to you have to add anything to.
Yeah, here we do. It's the pencil's under the arrow.
Yeah, but now we need to add the second book, right? So we're going to click on the plus.
Here we go, the plus.
Yes, the plus, correct. And now we select publication, correct. And now we'll type in your consummate communicator and the subtitle. And then this is if we have Free Agent Press, exactly. And do you remember the exact day that it came out?
No, we'll just put 2020 for now.
Yeah.
And I know.
July. Tell me it was July.
No, it was September.
Okay. Yeah.
It's super new.
Now here is, you can have it where people can order the book. Is it through Amazon? Is it through your website? Where do people get your book?
I'm going to put the Amazon because it's the most commonly used, but my book is actually available in Barnes and Nobles and through others as well.
Okay. And then I'm trying to think, didn't you have a blurb? Maybe not yet. This is where under description, you'll be like you did with your other book. You're going to have, basically a little thumbnail description of what the book's about in that next section.
Perfect.
Yeah, after you get your URL in there. And one thing I wanted to mention too, I don't know if you've ever done this, Amy, but I've been in a couple different books. One was for Toastmasters, the organization where I met, Speaking and Leadership Group.
Right.
It was an anthology. And I had a chapter in it. And I was in another book with a lady I met through Toastmasters, and it was an anthology. So if you know of any authors that are part of a group project, see where right above your URL, it says add author, right above that. So had you written this book with someone else, or had you been part of kind of this montage of authors, a collection of authors, and you're connected to those people on LinkedIn, you can list those other authors who were part of that book. It doesn't apply to this book of yours. Do you see what I'm saying?
That brings up a great point, because I'm actually going to be in 2 books like that in the upcoming future, Joyce. So really good tip to know.
Yep. So that way you can kind of credit each other back and forth. And you can do that without their permission. You can add them, as far as I know. I know you can in the project section. And this is, remember, Amy, too, we talked about possibly putting your 24 authors in 12 days as possibly a project.
So I can build it as a project right in here?
Yeah. So see, now click on project. Yep. And then you just give it a name, 24 authors in 12 hours. And you're currently working on it. You started it.
I want to put the first one, and then we can do the next edition. Or should we just do it all as one?
Let's say you're currently working on it. To me, it's an ongoing thing. You're going to keep doing this, in various iterations of it, and you start it in October. Yeah. And then you can go in and describe it more later. Yeah, there you go. So that's where people can find out about it. Exactly. So because see, here's another way an author might do a podcast.
Oh, right.
Right.
Like Matthew Zinman, one of our authors.
Right, exactly. So think about things that people do. Maybe they have a blog that's might be they want to just feature here possibly. So people have all different, different kinds of offerings. So yeah, so boy, this is looking good.
Joyce, you've really helped flesh this out. I looked at the time and it's flowing by. We had an hour. We have 10 minutes left.
Anyone else like Anne, who's one of your people or not? I don't know if we have time.
I think we do. Let me go to Anne.
Yeah, and this will just take a couple of minutes. So Anne was one of the people, as we discussed already, who was interviewed in Amy's 24 Authors in 12 Hours. And notice Anne has, instead of featuring her book here, she is a freelance writer. So this actually can really double up if you think about it. She's a freelance writer and an author. But see how she's added author there to the beginning. Go down, keep going down. And then she has, I worked with her on this. So we haven't fixed yet, but see how she's featured now. Her book, right? So then
and our favorite movies. What an incredible book.
Yeah, thanks, Amy.
I thoroughly, I'll admit I had 24 books. I'm trying to still get through them all so I can start doing the reviews. But this is a really just easy, enjoyable read. And then she also has her website, Writing Wisely.
Yeah, exactly. So it all ties together. And then here, she's listed. See, what I told her to do, I said, Anne, list your book author, just like I've told you, Amy, as a separate position. So here she is, book author. She's got other books in the works, I know, but this is the one she's published so far. And then there's the picture of the book. And then this is her regular gig.
And these are the 3 movies that we talked about on our interview.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. And then she did the same thing you just did. She has it down in publications as her book. So it's mostly, I just wanted you to see how, like she could try to get some, I got to work with her on her skills. So there's her publication. There it is. She said that. So, yeah. So
that's, and you mentioned there was one other author you wanted me to.
Let's see. I think I'd like to look at, I had it right here. Cheryl Ilov. I like how she handled her.
CHERYL?
YL and then ILOB. Actually, both these, we can look at each of them and just.
Cheryl Ilov.
There she is. Yep. So then Cheryl has an interesting montage. See, there she is doing her podcast. There's a cover of her book. So she really brands as this feminine ninja. She's like amazing in martial arts. So
Joyce recommends.
Yeah, recommends that we connect.
We connect. Perfect.
Yeah, right. And then click on done. And then see, so this one does block, and that's the only thing is the problems. There she is, author, speaker, ninja. Then if you scroll down a little bit, then you'll see how, I think, is she using her featured? Keep going.
And she's all connected to Darla Vaughn, who was also one of the presenters.
Small world. Oh, I like
it. It really is.
Yeah, Linda Ray, we both know Linda Ray.
Yeah,
it's scroll down further. See, here she has Cheryl I Love International, and that's where she's really pushing her podcast more. So you see how there she is. So let me give you one other quick author to show you something. I like how she did it. These just to give people some ideas. Her name is Kate, Kate, right? And then Heart Song. Yeah, just like it sounds. And click on her. Yep. And what I like.
This brings up a really good thing is, Joyce, when you're connected to so many people, how I just barely have to type and it's going to pull up Kate.
Yeah.
Now, and you can see I actually have not connected to Kate yet, and I'm going to do it right now.
Right. Good idea. So the only thing I would have said to Kate is she doesn't have the cover of her new book on here. This though is this is the image she uses on Facebook. So in a sense, you need to have consistency in your marketing. But Kate should have added coach there. But if you scroll down a little bit, there should be information about her new book. Oh, there it is. See this? So her new book, Humanity's Cry for Change, very good book. So
and that's featured right here.
Yep. Right. So I just wanted to show people how she did that. So if you scroll down, I think she references it in there. Yep. So then so you want to make it easy peasy then for people to order it. Yeah. So what she did here, she featured a post that she'd put up on her LinkedIn. So people can feature a link right to a landing page like you did, and they could feature right to a website. They can feature to a post. So yeah, Linda Ray, she gets around. She's connected to everybody too, right?
So Joyce, we have 5 minutes and we've talked about everyone's business but yours. And I would like to, in the last 5 minutes here, talk to the audience, those who are listening now and those who are going to be watching this as a recording, and how can they reach you so that they can also improve their social media profiles, especially on LinkedIn.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my company's name, it's long, but it says what it is. It's Boomers, Boomers, as you see, Boomers with an apostrophe. But if they just go to my website, www.boomerssocialmediatutor.com, and there it describes all of my services. As I said, I focus. In fact, if you click on that picture of me in the red dress, it takes you right there. Yep. So I help people primarily with LinkedIn, but I do help them with business pages, as we saw briefly with yours, Amy. And I will help them through Zoom. If they're in the Denver area where I am, I can see them in person if they're okay with that now. It depends, with COVID, it's tricky. And often we get through our sessions like, look how much we got covered in about 45 minutes. It's just amazing. So I can help people in 1 to 2 sessions, and then we're done. Now, most of the people who I help are roughly 50 and up. So you're on the younger end, Amy, for that.
I am not on the younger end. I actually am 49, October 27th.
Yeah, thank you for telling me that. So it would be the older Xers like you, and then all the boomers, and actually I have 6 clients this year are over 70. So it's those are the people who are drawn to me, and they're typically people who have a service business or some authors too. Another would be a type or a coach, that type of person, and where they really feel that they've been floundering on LinkedIn and they just don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to show up better. They don't know how to use the site. And then about 20% of my people are job seekers. So that's a group that I really have a special place in my heart for. And so then I have a rate. My regular rate is $115 an hour. But if someone is so lucky to be 60 or older, or so unlucky maybe to be a job seeker, then it's $90 per hour.
So Joyce, can I share our story to the audience right now?
Oh, I would love that, because that's really, I pretty much said my piece. Yes, go ahead.
So one of the things that's really incredible, and it shows you the power of social media, the power of connection, the power that you never know how you impact people and how they impact you, is I met Joyce at a conference that she was doing for free, and she was just sort of starting in her business. And I came to her afterwards and I'm like, I loved your presentation. I want you to come to my professional organization and present on this. And she was cool as a cucumber. And she went, yes, of course. And she had asked us in advance, can I take 2 people and I would like to present about them and do their profiles. And I was one of them. And Joyce told everybody that my picture was terrible and it looked like a passport photo, and it was. And it was really great. It was almost like a roast in front of all these people. But the thing that Joyce told me afterwards, after being extraordinarily helpful and helping me in my LinkedIn profile like a decade ago, she said, Amy, that was my first paid speaking event. And she was totally cool. You would have never guessed. She's in front of over 100 people in this giant ballroom as we're like doing our dinner festivities and presenting to everyone. And she did 2 sessions where she checked out my profile and critiqued it, and also another gentleman from our area, Kevin Rainey, absolutely phenomenal project manager. Little shout out to him and the Pikes Peaks regional chapter of PMI real quick. Just absolutely love those guys. Of course, I also love Mile High, where I'll be speaking in the new year as well. So shout out to the Mile High PMI chapter. But what it really kind of shows you is the network that you get, and that as you use these different tools. And it was great to meet Joyce in physical space, but I haven't seen her in almost a decade, because shortly after that is when I went back to Germany and then to the Washington, D.C. area. So even though Joyce may be in Colorado, she's virtually anywhere you want her to be, and she can help you any place around the world.
Oh, that's so. Thank you for telling that story because that's a beautiful story, and it does demonstrate so many different things that are true today. And when you reached out to me just recently, I'm like, oh my God, Amy, I haven't heard from you in like forever, and it was just so exciting. And I think that there's a warmth, there's a friendliness. We can feel connected even when we're far away.
Yeah, and the story of synchronicity continues because when I told Joyce about the event, I had no idea her daughter was an author. And she immediately said to me, not only do I want to critique your event, but I know another author if you're still looking. So it was so much synergy between us that we didn't even know was going to happen. And so we planned the post evaluation even before I had my 24 authors lined up.
Right. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for this time and letting me help you. And I feel just a lot got accomplished. Wow, Amy, you're amazing.
You are amazing. Thank you so much for helping me to set up my business page. And if anybody wants to reach Joyce, Boomer social media tutorial is in the comments. Super excited to have you. And please reach out to me, reach out to Joyce. I now have a professional page on LinkedIn. So thank you.
Yay, go Amy. Bye, everybody.